Yep, we're talking about a character with only one speaking role. I wouldn't normally, but I have to take a minute to admire what a perfectly crafted character Treehugger is. And because a lot of people seem to like her, myself included. As someone who spent most of his 20s dealing with crippling anxiety that I was making worse by abusing alcohol, I've really found myself drawn to chill, laid-back characters in fiction. Exhibit A. And while it can be hard to find safe-for-work merch of her for semi-obvious reasons, her role in Season 5's Make New Friends But Keep Discord is one of the most elegant moments of screenwriting the show ever put on paper, and I have to talk about it. As a refresher, Make New Friends sees Discord upset that his close friend Fluttershy decided to go to the Grand Galloping Gala with another friend instead of him. Intense jealousy and smooze ensues, and in the end Discord learns that friendship isn't monogamous, and it's okay to have multiple circles of acquaintances. For this to work, the writing team needed a character that fulfilled two criteria. She had to believably be friends with Fluttershy, and she had to be the kind of person who would get under Discord's skin, and Treehugger's central archetype fits both of those roles like an absolute glove. The hippie is one of those character archetypes steeped in the history, culture, and political climate of 1960s America, but even divorced from the circumstances that popularized the lifestyle, it's a caricature that kids at least partially recognize in its sanitized form. A free spirit pacifist that believes in peace, plays bongos, maybe eats fewer processed foods, all that. It's a very easy caricature to portray, and make no mistake, Treehugger's appearance in her Focus episode does read strongly as a caricature as opposed to a fully fleshed out character, something that would have likely been corrected with second or third episodes. But as a group of traits attached to a one-time character, this one archetype fills both roles perfectly. I completely buy that Treehugger is good friends with Fluttershy. As close as she is with characters like Pinky or Dash, Fluttershy probably gets along best with ponies that take life at their own pace, very go-with-the-flow individuals, hence the mellowed-out attitude. Treehugger is also an animal lover, as a member of the Equestrian Society for the Preservation of Rare Creatures, so she already demonstrably cares about all living things. I can't take credit for this, but in my research I ran into a really cool theory that Treehugger communicates with plants in the same way that Fluttershy communicates with animals. That's a cool parallel, and one of my new favorite fan theories. Fluttershy talking calmly with her friend in a big social setting is night and day different from the Fluttershy from 4 seasons ago who avoided mingling altogether to go meet critters outside. They really gel together in an effortless, believable way. Early in production, Treehugger was originally imagined as a Martha Stewart type, which I interpret as being this motherly figure who cooks, does housework, speaks softly, and carries a mean meringue recipe. I have no trouble believing that Fluttershy would get along just as well with Proto Treehugger, but then we wouldn't be cheesing off Discord. The Treehugger that we got feels like she was invented in a lab specifically to be the kind of pony that Discord would loathe completely. While they're both the embodiment of free spirits, Treehugger believes in the natural harmony of the world around her, probably has a henna tattoo of the Fibonacci sequence somewhere on her body, and enjoys gardening. Whereas Discord takes the Jurassic Park approach, breaking down barriers painfully, even dangerously, revels in a complete lack of patterns and order, and enjoys doing something more the less sense it makes. They have inherently conflicting opinions on how the universe should operate, and Treehugger's inability to explode that difference into physical violence makes him all the more furious. We also get confirmation a couple seasons later that Discord has a bit of an inferiority complex when it comes to being a good fit for Fluttershy, someone he really cares about, to the point that he tried to upend the core facet of his own existence to make her happy. That's characterization you don't often get from him, but Discordant Harmony retroactively clarifies that part of him on a rewatch and makes it all the more clear just how upset he was by Treehugger's existence. The entire episode feels like the more put-together version of The End in Friend, an episode about two characters that share no chemistry, only this time used to illustrate a larger point, that friendship isn't transitive. It's okay not to like everyone in a set of people, a lesson that holds in-universe and in fandom culture as a whole. I like her a lot, but I came across a fair few people who really don't share that sentiment, and I get that. I understand that a little Treehugger goes a long way, but that's also why My Little Pony isn't a one-mare show, and why I can't take seriously any unironic discussions about picking an objective best pony. Treehugger was exactly what the show needed in that exact episode, and in that respect, I like her even more. And if you do choose to explore the vague specifics of what Treehugger does in her off time, at least consider some of the points I made in my alcoholism episode. That a person's substance use isn't a binary box to be checked or unchecked, and that people and ponies are more than just a checklist. Unless you're taking Discord down a peg, then you're a hero.